Oh, there we go. Nice.
Hey, at
New
least it tells
tunes.
you too. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah,
Yes.
I got no
Go on,
problem
sorry.
understanding the accent, so you're good.
Right. Oh, that's good. No, my daughter's just coming in, so I'm hoping she doesn't come in screaming and shouting, and she's quite quiet. I've told her I've got an interview.
Oh, yeah. The cat, she's buried herself under the blanket, so I don't have to worry about her. So
Right.
otherwise
Okay.
she'd be butting the camera and
So where are you based then?
I'm in Michigan.
Michigan. All right.
Yep.
Nice. That's quite rural, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like up in the northern part too, so of the lower peninsula.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Um, yeah, so I'd also be interested in finding out like what concerns Americans have, because obviously I've got the UK side of it, so a lot of like UK small sellers, they're really worried about shipping to America.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously there's this 880 to $200 charge, which seems to be diluted a little bit now. I've just found out some more information there that Royal Mail are actually offering a PDDP service,
Yeah, I
which
wrote that down
is
too.
all
What's
duties
that all
paid.
about?
Yeah. So the main like crippling factor for like my average customers that are selling a pin that's worth like £8, what's that? I don't know what that is in dollars. $10 would be that they'd either get faced with this 80 to $200 charge to send
Hmm.
it by regular mail, um, or they'd have to send a courier, and then the courier is going to cost like £10, £12 for a small item like that. So it instantly pushes this cost up of this single unit. So all of those small sellers and Etsy sellers and people like that are instantly America's just not achievable anymore. But Royal Mail have now come out and they're offering a PDDP service, which will provide all duties paid for an extra 50p, which is like 75 cents. Um, so obviously they'll still have to pay the duties and the tariff. So I think the duties on a pin is 5.3% of the overall cost of the pin, plus um, 10% tariff, which is what the UK is hit with through Trump's new tariffs.
Hmm.
Um, but the problem a lot of sellers will find there is that if the pins originate from China, even though they've used the Chinese manufacturer and shipped it back to the UK, they have to actually stick China down as a manufacturer, unless they've made significant changes to the product. So then they're hit with uh, potentially a 30% duty come November, plus the tariffs. So it is quite scary for small sellers. So we have that UK side, but I wonder what the concerns were for Americans.
Yeah, for a while there, the rumor was going around for a bit that the 80 to $200 was per item in the box was
Right, okay.
the rumor for a minute, and people were really freaking out, like thinking that like an $8 charm was now going to cost them like $88 or $208,
Hmm.
and instead of just the $8. And then I think that got settled to where it's, per package.
Yeah, but it's only per package that um, hasn't got the tariffs and the correct paperwork attached to it. So the way that we're getting around it is we've temporarily put a hold on our DHL global service, which went once it reached America, it went through your USPS
Yeah.
postal service, and then it would have been hit with the 80 to $200 charge. Um, so we've scrapped that and we've changed our normal couriers to DDP couriers. So now we're paying all the duties and taxes at checkout. So whereas before, if you placed an order for $100 of pins, you would have faced those charges to receive them in America. Now we're doing that at checkout. So it'd be $100 plus 5.3% duties, which you were paying anyway, plus the new 10% tariff. But we've tried to offset the tariff by putting a 10% discount on there, hoping that eventually, he'll scrap the tariff. But that remains to be seen,
But
doesn't it?
we're all hoping for a taco situation there. Uh, because we've already been back and forth on these tariffs like multiple times as soon as he got in office. So, you know, it's giving me whiplash for sure.
Yeah, but I think it might be global, because we've dealt with Brexit,
Yeah.
which uh, made it quite difficult to sell to the EU for a while, and then they brought in the IOSS off the back of Brexit, which is quite similar to this, where we've got
Mm.
to collect taxes for our European customers. Up to 150 euros. And then after that, they were facing the charge themselves once the package arrived over that. And then it relied on the HS codes again to show what was in the package. Um, but I think sending to you guys, if the sender gets the HS codes incorrect or the paperwork's incorrect, then it'll default to this 80 to $200 charge, even if it goes through courier. So we're pretty much on the ball. I spent 6 hours the other day updating all the HS codes to make sure they were perfect. Yeah, and we've been sending the paperwork out now for a while anyway, so it's not a big change for us really. It's just yeah, we've footed the cost for the DDP, uh, and we're collecting taxes at checkout now. But it's given a breakdown, so I'm hoping that that's clear for customers and they don't just think, we've hiked the prices up because our prices have stayed the same. We're just
Yeah.
collecting duties that customers would have paid when they received it. So it's a bit easier actually, apart
Yeah.
from the 10% tariff.
It's more it's basically the same that I use another manufacturer as well, and they're out of China, Vogue
Yeah.
Race, and they've been pretty much doing the same thing as like a workaround to try to help us out and alleviate our issues with the taxes and everything. So it is nice knowing that, we have companies that manufacturers that care about their customers and want to help everybody out.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I've updated the page that um, mentions everything. I don't know if you read it. It was quite brief
Yeah,
before. Yeah.
I,
So
I've been sharing the information with a couple of my other vendor friends that are on Facebook. They don't have TikTok or anything like that. So I have one
right.
who was waiting actually for an order from Zap, and she was like kind of really worrying that it was going to cost her an arm and a leg once it arrived. And
Yeah.
um,
Well, it only starts from today as well. Apparently, if the order was dated before Friday, then it
mm,
wouldn't have hit the tariffs anyway. So we set up the DDP to collect duties and tariffs in Shopify, and the checkout was still showing as zero duties under the $800 de minimis until today. And Shopify have assured us that that's going to change. It should have changed by now, I think, to keep up with
yeah.
the current policy. Yeah. So anything sent prior, it would have just been the old rules anyway, apparently.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna put a damper on a lot of small like or artist alley at anime conventions and comic book conventions, or people with Kickstarter that rely on little trinkets and stuff for their different rewards and stuff. I know a lot of people were really worried about how this was all going to work.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be that much, So it just say like a $10 pin. Now that the Royal Mail have stepped in with
Mm,
this new PDDP, UK doesn't have to rely on couriers again. So it'd only be like $10 plus 5.3% plus 10% tariff plus the cost of the shipping, and the shipping's only increased by 50p. And I know DHL have stepped in now and they're offering a similar thing. I've just been reading about it there before we came on this chat. So I'm going to look at that a little bit more as well. And I think everyone's just going to follow suit. I think FedEx, UPS, I think they'll all just offer this global mail type of thing with a small. So I think apart from the 5.3% uh, duty, which is new, and obviously that 10% tariff, I don't think there's going to be a massive amount of change.
yeah,
Um,
hopefully.
yeah, but I know there's talk of the tariffs changing again, isn't it, in November? So we need to see. We need to see what that's going
Oh,
to be.
I'm sure it'll change multiple times before the day is even over.
Yeah. Um, yeah, but that's all I have. I'd love to get some questions off some of your followers and
Yeah, I was
um,
hoping somebody was gonna. I was hoping people were gonna leave some questions, but nobody left any questions for me to go over. Oh, my alarm's going off.
all right, okay.
Yeah, I didn't get any questions or anything. I thought for sure somebody was going to leave some.
Yeah.
Um,
So have your followers and associates seen any sort of change in e-commerce due to this and any sort of like uncertainty or
oh yeah, we're definitely kind of keeping an eye on things and um, I don't know, hoping for the best.
yeah.
I pretty much bulk restocked on a lot of my merchandise at the very beginning of the year because the way he was talking about adding all these tariffs and stuff, I knew it was coming down the line.
Yeah.
So I hurried up and stocked up, but I know not everybody was able to do that. So
Right, okay. Yeah. Uh, yeah, but I'm always here. You know, you've got my email now.
oh yeah,
If you've got any concerns or any questions that you get passed on later, I can reply, find out my end. I'd love to fire you guys some questions over as well if we hear any concerns from my customers.
awesome. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for helping kind of clear some stuff up. And at least now we know it's not like $200 per item in the case or anything crazy like that.
No, it's just
Um,
that percentage. That's it really.
yeah,
Yeah, it's been a bit clever with the tariffs as well. I think uh, so. For instance, like a pin badge is an 11% duty, but if you put it as an acrylic shape, then you can get it at 5.3%. So it's worth doing a little bit of digging as well. But what you don't want it to do is get stopped at
yeah,
customs and then revert to another price. Yeah, but if it's usually if it's wearable, it's classed as imitation jewelry and it's a little bit of a higher duty. But if it's a acrylic shape, so it boils down the materials you used. But it's the other important ones like the country of origin. Mhm. Then that goes
yeah,
on tariff.
yeah. I'm fairly new to running an online shop myself and sending things out and having to send things overseas myself and having to look up those little codes and stuff and
Yeah.
um,
Well, I've put them all on that web page as well on the
yeah, I
website, and
bookmarked that.
yeah, that'll
That's
cover the
helpful.
majority of items that you get from like my type of manufacturing. Like the standees would fall under acrylic charms as well. It's essentially just a bigger charm. So quite a lot of it falls under there. You can put the pins under there as well at a push. Yeah,
Yeah, very helpful. Yeah, I made sure to bookmark that because it
oh,
had all like even the codes and everything. I'm like, oh, this is handy.
yeah, yeah. Right, cool. Well, yeah, lovely to meet you, and
Yeah, you
we'll keep in
too.
touch, and I'll keep updating that page with feedback if you can provide some, that'd be good.
Awesome. If I can figure
Yeah.
out how to save this or whatnot, I'll put it up on the YouTube and put some clips of it up on TikTok and
Yeah, I'll figure out how to look at TikTok. I tried to log
yeah,
on
yeah,
earlier and I was like, oh God.
it's a learning curve. I feel so old on there, so
I've only used it twice. The lady that does our marketing, she's quite good on it. So she sent me the login codes earlier, but I logged in and I still couldn't get on there. So I was like, oh, Zoom's the way to go. I've used that a couple of times.
yeah, if you guys could ever get on there to do like a live stream or whatever, going over everything too, like that would be a really good way to talk directly to your customers and everything, and kind of assure
Yeah.
everybody that it's not quite as disastrous or bad as we were all initially thinking. So
Yeah, we've sent a couple of posts out, but they've just been like static banners with links to the page. So we're hoping, that puts people's minds at rest a little bit. We've sent two newsletters out now as well. And obviously I've added the banner to the US website
Yeah.
with a discount code on there. Yeah. Oh,
Well, we
no bad.
appreciate it very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, cheers.
Yep, have a good
Uh,
one.
yeah, you too. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye.